welcome back to the FallenGiantz podcast. Back with another FallenGiantz derby preview. How you doing, guys?
Really well, thank you. How are you, Nick? How are you specifically?
Semi okay.
Is it the spilling your tea, or is it the fact that
mate? Listen, at the minute, my head's a bit gone, yeah, at the moment as well. So
We had some drama off screen for Nick.
Yeah, like always in my life, it's one big drama, mate.
Sounds fun.
I've got the horrible background back again as well. I've had to go downstairs. Well, I had to, mate. I'm watching. We're currently recording as the City Spurs game's on. So if I was going to watch that at the same time, then I had to come back down into this ghetto.
And officially, it is the FG Derby weekend.
Yeah,
a big one
massive
for Arsenal and Manchester United.
How are you feeling about your team at the minute, Nick?
I mean, we're going to have to address obviously the oh my god, the first the reverse fixture we won 3-1.
Yeah, but
that's the only no, Ollie, we got to address it. It's part of the
Ollie went, yeah, but
Ollie, just why can't you accept your 1L this season? We can go back and look at it just a little bit, just to analyze.
We can go back and look at it, but it's not really deserved L, is it?
Listen, we've got to look back at it so we can kind of interlink anything that may both clubs have learned from that and stuff like that. It was 3-1, wasn't it, earlier on in the season? Literally Arsenal's only loss in the Premier League this season.
You got to be proud of that, hey?
And it looks like you're going to be not facing Casemiro twice this season because he didn't feature in the first one, did he? Either. No. It's one of them. Obviously, he got that suspension that obviously Arsenal fans were like hoping for, and it happened.
Stupid as well.
Massive.
While we're on,
both of you used the same words, huge.
Yeah.
And it is. It's huge. It's absolutely. And it really. I wasn't, to be honest, lads. I wasn't really going in with confidence anyway with him. So without him, I really think we're going to have to pull something out of the hat, like real team performance. Maybe ride our luck, play defensive. Like it's going to be tough.
You can see how much he's changed the team, and I think that shows, and you can see it in a lot of teams.
Yeah.
What a proper defensive midfielder does for a team.
Oh, mate, he's immense. He's absolutely immense.
He's been one of the sole reasons that you've looked so good.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like our squad is so thin at the moment. Something like one key component like that missing could be the difference. But yeah,
I do get that.
So are you lot? What are you lot saying confidence wise? And obviously that's helped the confidence.
Yeah, it's helped the confidence, but I don't feel like there's any reason why we shouldn't be going into this one confident. I was less confident about this Spurs game than this because it's although United and Arsenal are a historic derby, it's not the same as like the Manchester derby or the North London derby and stuff. So anything can happen in those. And I was more worried that Spurs would do something to knock us off our stride.
Is that the same?
I feel more confident going to the United
game. Yeah, I think because of the home factor.
Well, then again, Chaz, you did kind of anticipate that you dominate in Spurs, didn't you? What you said before in the preview.
Yeah, I think we're dominating you.
Okay, so, fair enough. I mean,
my confidence is the same sort of level, but
I don't really disagree.
If you had to pick something before, it would have been the home factor for me.
Yeah, then Casemiro's
I think I said this the other day, or maybe in one of our recordings, that I feel like every time I watch Arsenal, especially at home, it feels like we could go unbeaten at home. I don't even know, all of the home matches we played. But yeah, it feels like Emirates is more of a fortress. And, like you said, we've only dropped a couple points away from home. So I'm not saying that's facts, but I just feel like that home factor is there for Arsenal at the moment.
Mate, you lot are just flying. To be honest, we were flying before. This is, I mean, still, I think maybe statistically probably is two of the informed teams in the league, the top two.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's one of them that I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit of a stretch too far for where we're at the minute. I mean, listen, Ollie, we may as well bring it back. You said we were in a title race a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And I said to you, I've got it on receipts now. I said it will be over by this Sunday evening at 7 p.m. And you said that's just the prediction. But if it's just I'm predicting what will be facts and it will become factual. And then once that becomes factual, I don't think you can really, because you're potentially going to go 12 points clear of us or whatever it is, or 11 points.
Yeah, but anything can still happen. We don't have to read.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Anything can still happen? Is it, no, it can't. No, it can't.
Well, of course it can. That's factually incorrect. Of course, anything can happen.
No, wait, no. Would you mean any? Yeah, but that's just a broad statement. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
It means something. It means that potentially Arsenal could have a complete drop off, and potentially United could win.
They couldn't. But no, they couldn't. They couldn't have a complete drop off because they won't. That's what I'm telling you. I'm giving you facts that they won't.
One thing that will be fact is it will be 11. It'll be 11 points clear of United with a game.
Oh my God, Spurs 1-0 up.
Okay, now that is a shock.
It's due to a mistake from the keeper. I think Edison passed it out, and they.
Lads, right. It's perfect. Behind, so. Perfect that this has come up. Say hypothetically, Spurs go on to win this. Yeah, I really, really do think I'm going to put it out there, and a lot of people are saying it. Chaz, you're going to win the Premier League. No, I'm being serious. Like, as much as you want to smile and trying to you can keep downplaying it until this 30-game mark, for example, but you're going to win it, mate. I don't see how you can't see that. I really don't understand how you can't see that. Like, I want to know, like, your mindset and how you think it's possible that.
No, because I don't understand why you think that we can't drop, say, like 10 points.
Because you've given us no reason to. I sent you a video in the group chat earlier as well. Someone said, you've given us no reason to say that you can drop that. And that's requiring your nearest competitors to pick up all them points as well, which no one's been consistent. Arsenal have been the only consistent team in the whole league this season.
Yeah, but that's what, obviously, I'm banking it off other seasons, though. Not just this season.
Yeah, but this is different, though. You must be able to see that. It's different this season. Surely you can see it. This is the best you've played for a while. I don't think you can base it off other seasons now.
Yeah, but until I see it, we've never been able to achieve.
We are seeing it. We're seeing it in front of our own eyes. This is happening.
But we haven't achieved it, have we?
No, we haven't achieved it. But surely you've got to get to a point where you can't wait until a certain point and then say, like, what are you waiting for, in a sense? Like, what are you waiting for? Like, as in, why can't you make a bold prediction?
But it is a bold prediction to say that we're not going to win the league then, from your point of view.
Yeah. For me, that's more, for example, I think that's more outrageous. It's 2-0 to Spurs.
No, it's not. I'm a minute behind, so I can't.
It is 2-0. Yeah, but that's the prediction I've been making.
I think I do agree with you, Nick, that this is a completely different Arsenal team. It's a different outfit. We don't know how they're going to end the season, because that's what I guess me and Charlie are more worried about, is that you don't know what happens towards the end of the season, because Europa League comes back in. We're fighting for that trophy. We have dropped off at the end of seasons before. It's historic. It's been in us. So there is that in the club. Obviously, only time will tell to see if that happens or not, if that comes true. But I still think it's too early to say we've won the league.
I just think it's almost poetic and perfect, the fact that City are not going to win this tonight. And I know you lot thought City were going to win this. That's the thing as well. Like, it keeps on happening. And Chaz was saying that me and you, Ollie, were maybe acting as if City are the shittest team since life. Yeah. But this is not the same City you're up against, what we've seen in recent seasons.
No, I do agree with that. I do.
This is I don't know what you think, Chaz. This is more catastrophic than maybe you think.
Yeah, but it is also like saying like United aren't in the title race.
Mm.
But then if they beat us on Sunday, then that's like me having you on stream and
You
going, yeah,
just
but you're 5 points
cool.
off us.
Okay, cool. You just said that, but you're extreme. You're just as confident in the derby, and you think you're dominating us.
No, yeah, but I'm not saying I'm predicting. I'm just saying that you're sitting on the stream with us now watching City lose. So if I was sitting on the stream watching Arsenal lose and you were 5 points
No,
off
no, no.
us,
But I'm not basing it just off that. City have been like not consistent this season before
Yeah,
this.
that
Yeah,
is true. They haven't
that's
been.
what me and Ollie have been getting at.
no, yeah, but your opening statement a minute ago was that if City go on to lose this game,
Yeah,
how
it
can
just
you not?
helps my point even more. It just helps it out even more and more and more. And it almost becomes to the point where you lot can't really save face after that. You have to stick your chest out. You have to stick your
Yeah, but
chest
what
out.
I'm trying to say then is if we're sitting here on Sunday streaming and Arsenal lose to United and you go whatever it is, 5 points off us,
Okay.
6 points off us, how would you not be able to say that they're
It
not
wouldn't
in a
be so it'd
title
be
race?
8 points still. Even that, it would still be 8, wouldn't it?
No, you're like,
Yeah, but you got a game in hand as well. You got a game in hand on us.
well, whatever the points total is, forget
It's
about
a
the game in
lot.
hand. Whatever the points total is,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be 5 points. So how would you not be able to say it's not a title race then if you've just gone away beating us? If we're sitting here on the stream watching it,
Because of what happened the other night at Palace. That's why as well. Like I would happily say to you in that moment we'd be in a tyrus. But when we're not beating Palace away, how do you expect me to sit there seriously, regardless if we beat Arsenal? It doesn't really mean anything. It's a scalp for us. It's just a good win. I see it as an isolated win. I don't see it as anything more than just a good win.
yeah, but then that's where I see it as I've made a statement of I don't think we'll do this. You predict us to win the league, so there are predictions, and then it's just being reactionary off each defeat
No,
or
I just
win.
want you to be more chesty and more confident in Arsenal going and winning this league now. Like, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't be. You've been the best team in the league by a mile. It's not even close.
Yeah, because I doubt the bottle that we have.
Okay, all I'm just saying, yeah, well, just to wrap kind of this up, I'm just saying that I think that bottle was gone within you, and I think it's a different Arsenal. I'm just seeing it on the pitch, and I think Ollie actually alluded to it. There's an element of calmness to this team, though they don't feel the pressure at the minute. So
No, the
yeah.
everything that we're seeing is saying I'm wrong. But
Okay.
what's the point of me just changing?
No, but you can change. You're going to have to change eventually once you see it becoming untenable, in it.
Yes, but I'm waiting for the little sort of 3/4 of the season, latter
Okay.
stages.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, yeah. We won't go in circles, but I just think that obviously, I made a very relatively early prediction on Arsenal to win the league. When you think of mid September, start of October, I kind of made that statement. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's just obviously, I'm going to live and die
You
by
said
it.
it after what, 12 games, something like that?
Something like that. Something like that. It was because I think I said you'd be contenders after the Brentford game, but I think after that Brentford game, I didn't outright say it, but that really did give me faith in Arsenal going to win it.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, regarding this game, I mean, I guess we can look at a few tactical battles where you think maybe your weaknesses are strengths and vice versa. Going into this one.
I think that actually an area that you've been quite decent in is fullback, and where we've had strengths is in wide areas. To be honest, you can argue. Like I take that back. Our biggest strength is our midfield at the minute, and that's obviously, as we all know, where big games are won and lost. But do you think that your fullbacks will handle Saka and Martinelli all right on the weekend?
I think I'm confident with Wan-Bissaka against Martinelli.
Yeah, if it's Malacia and Wan-Bissaka, obviously, that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know what you'll be. I don't know whether we're gonna, because we played Luke Shaw left back last game, so I'm not sure if we're gonna do some craziness and play Martinez in midfield. I don't know what we're gonna do, but Wan-Bissaka's obviously going to play. That's a guarantee. Wan-Bissaka up against Martinelli, I do trust him. Chaz knows that in terms of 1v1 in Europe, in terms of just 1v1 tackling as a defender, he's right up there. I don't know if there's anyone better defensively in terms of just recovery, pace, athleticism. I mean, I don't know if you lot saw the recovery. We nearly lost it. It was unbelievable, wasn't it? It was unbelievable. Like that's his main attribute, and I think probably Martinelli is someone that would suit Wan-Bissaka in terms of just his directness. And Wan-Bissaka struggles more against players that will kind of operate in the half spaces in between and stuff like that. Like someone that comes in off the left and sticks in between the 10. But Martinelli's quiet. He stays out wide quite a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
To the
he
touch
sticks
line.
wide, he comes in.
So realistically, I'm not saying, listen, I think you lot are going to beat us, but I think during that battle in particular, I think Wan-Bissaka will be okay. On the other side, Saka, I worry. If it is Malacia, I worry more with Malacia than Shaw. I just think Malacia is still young and raw, and I feel like he can easily get spun. I think Shaw will be able to deal with him more.
I was going to say, if you were looking at that game and you could put Martinez back in centre half and push Shaw to left back,
I would do that because
I think
Shaw,
that's better to do.
Again, athleticism. Saka's great and he's quick and strong, but I think he can match him athletically as well because he's another one that's quick and strong. Obviously, they know each other from England. So yeah, I would go for that as my fullback options. And I mean, I think ironically, you probably picked the area where I'm quite confident, like you said about fullbacks. I'm confident in dealing with that, but I'm more worried. You know where I'm going to go with you two both know is midfield. That's what I'm worried about in this game.
That's why I kind of because you wanted to say battles. You wanted to say battles, and obviously I don't believe that there'll be a battle in midfield.
I've got two main. I mean, I'm scared of Erdegaard. Obviously, for me, he's been the best player in the league in the first half of the season. And Xhaka has a stupid record against United. He seems to always score against us from outside the box. So I have every reason to be scared of Xhaka more than anyone on this pitch. So and him making them late runs on the left channel, it's going to be tough. How do you think? I don't know how you lot think from an opposition fan. How do you think United are going to operate without Casemiro? Now, how are we going to line up in this midfield?
That's what we'll have to. No one will obviously know, but it's whether he plays Eric. I can't see him. You know, at the start when he was playing Eriksen next to McTominay and then Bruno in front. If he does that, I think it's going to be a mistake. Personally, I think it might be better off doing the McFred. And having Bruno off the right and Eriksen in front.
What would you do, Chaz, if you were United to nullify Arsenal as best as possible in midfield?
Yeah, I would probably do McFred, and I think I'd drop Eriksen. I think I'd play Fernandes in front.
Oh, really?
And have pure pace.
I'm inclined to agree with Chaz here. You know, just I feel like physically this might be too much for Eriksen to deal with. Like he might get overrun. We need legs in it. We need legs in that midfield.
Who coming off the right, Anthony?
Yeah, again, he's not been.
If you move Bruno inside, who are you putting on the right?
Yeah, Anthony probably.
We said that, but me and Chaz maybe thought of something yesterday. Maybe Rashford goes right, get Garnacho on the left, and Weghorst up top. Maybe.
Yeah.
There was actually a key. Someone was saying playing Rashford on the right might be a clever idea. They're saying for this
up against Zinchenko.
Yeah. I think you said that as well, Chaz. I think because
someone
said that, and it means with Rashford, you know, when he's on the right, he's almost. Do you know that predictability of him cutting in on his right foot from the left? It almost stifles him to not do his usuals, or he has to kind of evolve his game on the right and start crossing it, come in field. Maybe I think a wild card would be playing Garnacho in this. I think it would be a good wild card on the left hand side. And but the only other thing, Ollie, we know this. If anyone gets the better of Ben White, it is Rashford in the past as well.
I was actually going to say that.
Yeah, I don't know whether do we stick to that and hope Rashford can get the better of it. I don't know.
I think considering the record against White, it would. I think if I was Rashford and I knew what my record was against him, I'd be saying, "Yeah, put me off the left. Let me go at him."
I think I said to Chaz yesterday, Rashford can't stay on the touchline. He needs to make them bending runs like he did for one of the goals at Old Trafford. where he brings Ben White in rather than put him on the touch. Like he needs to, like that will probably be. But then again, with Casemiro, he's great at picking out them. But it's really, let's be honest. I'm going to simplify this. It's counter attack Bruno kind of all over the top to Rashford. Really, this game, innit? It is, yeah. Like if you're going to look at trying to win this, we're going to have to sucker punch you. We're not going to out football you. We know this. It's realistic. You can't. We haven't got the personnel to do that yet. We're not at your level. You have to.
I think Garnacho's a useful tool for you, though. I do believe that in this game.
What, from the start you're saying, rather than from the bench?
Yeah, like I know Rashford's got a good record, but I feel like he might be able to terrorise White as well. I think he's so direct going at with so much pace.
It's really we compared. I don't know if we do a little kind of clip for this, but me and Chaz instantly compared Garnacho to Martinelli, and we kind of saw the comparisons are very, very obvious, aren't they? Like it almost feels like they're a carbon copy of each other. Both very direct. I wouldn't say they're both skillful. I don't think they're skillful. Like Martinelli's probably more skillful than him, but both of them just get their head down and like to stick to the touchline as well. And they're both fearless, really. That's the best way to describe them. They don't really have any fear. They just love to run at players, really. That's it. And it's important to have players like that because it's rare these days to have that kind of player.
Yeah. Get the ball and run. That's your
I really do see the parallels between them two. And I think it'll be interesting to see who goes further in their career, to be honest. I think it'd be hard to tell. I mean, there's a bit of an age gap. It's probably like 3 years between them, isn't there? As well. But both of them can go on to big things, I think, because just from their attitude, their willingness, their directness. I really do think that, both of them can go far.
I just think having Rashford and Garnacho on either side, and obviously they can rotate. Like you can swap it around even probably, but you know how Arsenal like to introduce them fullbacks into midfield. I don't think we'd be able to do that as much because we'd have to focus on their pace.
You're right. Yeah. I guess from a thing because
we haven't actually raised one thing. Isn't Martial out for this game?
I don't know. I don't know if he's out.
Yeah, I mean,
if Martial's out, then
taking it he is. Again. Yeah, I'm taking it he is out, but I'm not 100% sure.
Because then who are you putting down the middle?
Well, then we put Weghorst down the middle.
Weghorst probably.
Yeah, true.
But as I said, I just see Weghorst as a body to occupy the defenders. Really, I think he's going to be in a graveyard shift. Really, isn't he? This game as well. Like he's not going to touch the ball realistically that much. So he's there to kind of maybe pin back Gabriel and Saliba if he can. I don't trust him to be honest as well. But I mean, if Martial starts, it'd be a different story. I'd be a lot more, not really confident, but I think you lot would have more to deal with because we actually have a player that can hold up the ball and bring. I mean, Chaz knows this. As soon as Martial's out of the team, Bruno and Rashford don't look like the same players anymore.
Yeah,
and pretty much. We kind of saw it the other night, innit? As soon as Martial didn't start, I know it's like it's easy to say, but we did drop our first points in a while because he didn't start, and Rashford looked horrific the other night, and he's been amazing, but he needs Martial next to him. He needs him because he doesn't function without him. He can't do it. He needs him to hold his hand, and the same with Bruno. So I think Martial and Casemiro out is just terrible. It's his worst case scenario going into this, really. Yeah, we're gonna have to really dig out a result here. Like, can I be honest with you? Like, if we get a draw, I'll take it right now. If I'll snap your hand off for a draw.
Going away to top of the league and taking a draw. Yeah, I'd take that.
Well, I would. You say that in jest, but I really would.
You have to take that. Newcastle knew what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're true.
Yeah, that's trying to use the blueprint of them, really, actually, to be honest. But we're going to have to ride our luck. We're going to need De Gea to pull off a few worldies in this as well. And I mean, we can look at it from Arsenal perspective. You lot are both. I mean, I don't know who's more confident out of you two, but
I'm quite confident about this one.
Yeah,
you were confident about the Spurs one, Chaz. I think that Martial being out and Casemiro is huge for you lot. Plus, coming to ours, it just feels like I know anything can happen in football, but it feels like if you were going to bank on a game, you bank on this type of game.
Yeah.
And we probably do, I don't know the stats, but I assume we've got a good record at the Emirates against you.
Oh, mate, yeah, I don't even have to look at the stats to know that as well.
Yeah.
I can't in the league. I can't even remember the last time we beat you at the Emirates.
Yeah.
I think it was. It was. Do you remember when Jesse Lingard started dancing? And it was like
Okay.
2017. It would have been. So it's been over 5 years now since we last beat you in the league. So that just says it all. We won the FA Cup tie under Ollie at one point as well. Jesse Lingard again, mate. Jesse Lingard was having a bit of he was having his moment at the Emirates at one point.
It is weird though, because you know how you beat us before. That was effectively what we're trying to say in different little scenarios, but the counter attacking and that we did struggle at the end of the day. You beat us fair and square 3-1.
You didn't rate Arsenal as much as I did that day in terms of the dominance and stuff like that as well. Like, I don't know, you weren't too happy still. I know you like, obviously you've gone on to be amazing since, but you weren't too happy on that day. The way you got counter attack so easily.
Yeah, there was a lot. I felt like there was a lot of space in Arsenal's back line.
Yeah, agreed. I actually think we've learned from that since that game.
Say again.
I think we've learned from that since the game. Cutting out that space where we were a little bit exposed against you lot.
Was Partey missing in that first one?
No, I think he played.
No, he was missing. No, Lokonga played. Lokonga played in that.
Yeah, I just
one of the only games that Partey didn't play this season.
I wonder if that's going to help Arsenal in that area.
It will. And especially now it's not a Partey versus Casemiro battle as well. That's the thing, as it would have been different otherwise. But my word, lads, I want to be, because as a United fan, you got, as a fan, you want to be confident, stick your chest out as well, and go in with a bit. The only optimism I'll go in with is I trust my manager as well, and if anyone can pull out a game plan, I really do believe he can on the day as well. And the positive I found out of that Palace game was at the end of the game, he walked down the tunnel shaking his head, like really
he wasn't happy.
He looked angry, didn't he? He looked really angry.
You want that. You want,
and he really, he did not look happy at all. And it's so good to see, isn't it? When it's really hurt them, that result.
Yeah, agreed.
But I think, I've got to be realistic here. We've spoken about processes and projects. You're much further down, and anything other than a loss is a bonus for me going into this. I'm trying to think.
Do score predictions?
I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, okay, I'm going 3-1 as well.
No, I'll change it then. If you're going to go 3-1, I'll go 3-0 Arsenal then.
Okay. So 3-1, 3-0, and 2-0. What you said, yeah.
God, way to be an optimistic United fan.
He went from 3-1.
It was hard to do that preview because you weren't even fighting your own. Like everyone.
I know. I think I do got to learn to fight my own corners maybe a little bit. But
you went really worse. I thought you were going to give yourself a goal back or something. You went 3-0.
No. But do you really want me to have this fake confidence going into it and I look like an absolute fool at the end of the game? I mean, I guess it's good for clicks as well. But listen, you lot will know when I'm confident, yeah? You lot will know when I'm confident as well, because trust me, I'll put it out there. It won't be long. It won't be long until we're back on a good level. So don't worry. Just next season, tune in, lads. Tune in next season. Yeah, tune in next season.
This season, if you want to watch good football, there.
That's the case. But yeah.
Okay,
anyway,
so the first game on 12:30 on Saturday is another big one, and probably most chaotic game we're going to see this season in terms of the clubs is Liverpool versus Chelsea.
They're calling it the mid-off. They call it the mid-off.
Huge.
Wow, we could have an hour segment on each club at this point. They're both in disarray at the moment.
Has Chelsea got less pressure now because they've almost openly said they are completely rebuilding?
Yeah. I think the pressure's off. I think they've written off the whole season.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like they've written off the season. So it's like, okay, well, what happens now? It doesn't matter.
It feels like
I feel like Liverpool are still fighting to to try and get as high as possible, where Chelsea doesn't want that bothered.
Yeah, I think there's. I
Pressure's on
really
Klopp,
fully
I think.
agree with you there, Ollie. I think there's obviously more pressure on Liverpool. It's at home. Klopp's an established manager that's been there for years. Potter's only new to the whole job.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool have to win this. Like, they've got to get back on track. I know they won in the midweek against Wolves, but that doesn't mean much. Like,
No.
they got absolutely fisted by Brighton last weekend. They got
It
got
was actually
terrorized. Like,
embarrassing.
Brighton dominated that. They dominated it.
And that's the thing there. You say get back on track, but obviously they do. But right now they're not just fighting with Arsenal, City, United, Newcastle, Tottenham. They're fighting with Brighton, Brentford, and Fulham.
You're right, especially Brighton. I look at as well because they've still got the games in hand as well. Like, they really, really. You're right. I mean, I don't. It's crazy that is. I mean, but what are they? Both 9th and 10th, aren't they, in the league?
Yeah, Liverpool 9th, Chelsea.
Who would
10th.
have thought halfway through the season, lads, we'd be at a Liverpool-Chelsea game and then 9th and 10th in the league? I can't, honestly. I couldn't have called it.
Realistically, how high do you think both of them can finish?
Well, me and Chaz famously said that Liverpool going to finish 3rd. I think you said it as
I
well.
said that. I was on the same page. Yeah.
I was going to allude to that. I was going to say, I'm way more shocked in the Liverpool than Chelsea because, all right, I back Potter, but Chelsea's just been chaotic from the summer, so it's a bit like
2-1, by the way.
2-1,
yeah.
But so that they've been chaotic as a club anyway, Chelsea. So it's a bit like they could either finish in the top 4 or bloody in the bottom half. But with Liverpool, I was still thinking at some point they're going to get this back on track and finish 3rd, 4th, somewhere like that.
Well, we were talking about, weren't we, Nick, on the last one that I think was it last week before the Brighton game?
Yes, it was. It was before the Brighton game.
Like, that's nuts for 1 week. What 1 week has done is crazy.
Yeah. What are you saying with that then, Chaz? Because obviously, we all agreed 3rd place Liverpool. They'll probably finish ahead of United, or whoever it will be in 4th. Are you getting? What did I did say to you, Chaz? As the games go on, the more worried I'll get for Liverpool if they carry on like this.
So Liverpool are 10 points off Newcastle in 4th. They do have a game in hand.
Well, I think both Newcastle and United are both on the same points, yeah?
No, you're 1 point ahead of them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
It's not
you're on the same as City, mate. If they lose this.
No, and do you know the worst thing is, Chaz? We looked at the live table yesterday when we were winning 41. We were on 41 points at the moment. We were 6 points. Which is incredible, but I kind of need City to come back here at least and do something. Because come on, mate, we've got to have a title race.
It does make you think. I know we've spoken about Arsenal's point gap, and I'm the opposite as Nick saying we're going to win it. But can you see? So right now, from Newcastle, the way Newcastle are playing, not conceding goals to Liverpool, can you see them really dropping 10 points?
I don't know, Chaz. You might be right. I know. I love how we've gone on to Newcastle, but it's true. We're kind of alluding it to Liverpool in a sense that can they catch them? Can they?
Yeah, I'm only using Newcastle because they're in 4th. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Can they actually? Well, I said
2-2.
Well.
It's 2-2.
Oh bloody hell!
It's Erling Haaland.
That was quick. I'll take the L as well because I said
you can't trust Spurs, can you?
Go on, Kerry. Ollie's nervously eating right now.
You don't know what to do.
I've done a whole pack of grapes while we've been on this.
Sorry, go on, Chaz. Sorry,
I've just mean I'll take the L as well because I said 3rd, but I'm trying to work out. So it's. I know
we
there's
all
different
have to
races.
take it. We all have to take it because I kind of still feel like Liverpool will do something, but I genuinely don't know if they will. Because they'd have to start now.
All of us are in the same boat with Liverpool. We're kind of just expecting it to happen.
That's 100% true. I've been sitting here week in, week out, expecting it. There's been the odd game, like even the Brighton game, I felt like Brighton would go and win, but I don't know why I was thinking then it's just Liverpool are going to climb this table because where are the win's coming from?
I think we're overrating Liverpool. Do you know why? I watch a lot of Liverpool fan base channels, and I know it's easy to be negative when it's your own team and you're down in the dumps, but they're really saying there's some issues going on. Like the way they're playing. Like Chaz, you said it. The midfield is the key.
I
part
don't
here.
understand why they're not addressing it, and that's, in my opinion, that's what's going to hurt them because at the moment Klopp still seems stubborn with it. I don't get it. Like, you don't even need. It might not even need to be hundreds of millions. I know they're talking about big signings, but
I know you're saying that, Chaz. Going into this game, I think they might need to play the young Serbian kids, in this game, in the midfield.
I won't try and pronounce his name. I know you're talking.
No. This is why I said young Serb. Well, he's Serbian and Spanish. I don't know who he's going to choose to play for. But oh my god, hold on. Sorry, Spurs are
just trying to mess this all up.
VPS lost the plot.
Well, while we're on Liverpool midfielders, though, and I'll let you finish off the point about the Serbian one, but what's happened with Arta? Arta, I think it's not actually Arta, it's Arta. Is he still injured or
Yeah, he's been injured, mate. He's been injured for. He's I think he's back soon, but he's been injured pretty much his whole time there for like
it's
6.
Crazy. Like, do you think that's
Yeah?
Obviously, that hasn't played into Liverpool's hands because they were expecting something from him, and obviously he's been injured the whole season, so they've had to have that challenge.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but this is the problem, and this is what we've said we want Arsenal to do. If you want to be this top team and continuously do it every season, you've got, just bite the bullet now. Arthur's not worked. Let's move on now.
Yeah.
Let's, waiting for something.
And the reason he's saying it worked is just because he hasn't been fit. He can't play. I don't think he's played a game for them, is he? Is he even?
No. I'm sure he hasn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a number of players there now that I still look at and think, what are they actually doing? Like Chamberlain, Keita.
Exactly.
Where are we going with it? Jones, is he good enough? Or...
Unfortunately, Chaz, I don't think they're going to address it in this way because they're obviously in the midst of new owners taking over now. So I don't think they're going to address it this window, and that could be the detriment of them getting Champions League this year.
So are you trying to say that they need a rebuild then? Are you thinking they got a rebuild?
Oh, yeah. We've been known they need a rebuild. We made a whole video saying it's the end of the cycle.
Yeah, but
they're in the middle of a rebuild. They're in the middle of.
I think they need a couple players here and there. But are we talking about a complete squad overhaul? Because that's how I see a rebuild.
No, not a complete squad overhaul. No, I don't agree with that. They only need, mate. They've already started their rebuild with Gakpo, Luis Diaz, Nunes. They've got Ibrahima Konate, Trent and Robertson are still youngish. Yeah. So they don't need a massive rebuild. They just need to rebuild that midfield.
But does that not show that they haven't been proactive with their
No, that's what Liverpool fans are pissed off about.
Sustainability sort of thing, because like top teams, and when you even think of your Fergie teams, Nick, it was constant, keep evolving, keep going, keep replacing here and there, adding to the squad. Liverpool just don't seem to have done that or have done that badly. You think they got Nat Phillips and things like that?
There's so many ways you can look at it. They're annoyed. Klopp is quite loyal to these players, and he doesn't let them go when he should do.
Yeah.
That's been one of the criticisms. And
Milner can be that exact example.
Exactly. And Henderson, you've got to look at the board also. Like Liverpool fans, this is why I never thought I'd be sympathetic towards them, but that's why they're annoyed, because their board isn't helping them address these areas. There's no one to like you've got to, I don't feel for them, but if you were a Liverpool fan, Ollie, and this was Arsenal, you'd be just frustrated.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's funny. I think Arsenal are going to experience this it's a very young team. Once you get to a certain stage and you become established big team, if that happens and you're winning things and you're just constantly challenging, I think you lot are going to feel them frustrations with these owners potentially. I think there's going to be times where you're going to be like, wow, how are we not building on top of what we have already?
Yeah.
Once your expectations get higher.
Oh, we will.
I can't remember the exact figures, but I heard a statement the other day where Liverpool had spent something like I can't relay the figures to you, but it was like a minuscule amount compared to what Chelsea had spent in like the last 2 seasons.
You said it to me the other night. You said it was.
I said one yesterday. Is that the one, Nick? You're thinking?
I think you might have said it to me yesterday. Was it in the Chelsea was spent in the Todd Bowley era?
6 months or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, Spurs are through here. Yeah.
They spent the same amount as Liverpool in the last 6 years.
Yeah. I think that was
Chaz.
But I'm just going to carry on because I know Spurs are like freaking you out. But I think Liverpool fans do have a right to be angry at that. Why are you not putting and investing while you're still at the top and still winning and still challenging for things?
I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
I think it's unfair on the fans. I think it's unfair on the manager. I think it's unfair on the other players. You cannot spend that much, unfortunately. The way that football works nowadays, you cannot spend a little amount and be at the top. You can't. You need to constantly be adding. Look at City. Every single window, City spend like near 100.
You lot are
like consistently. You need to carry on in football nowadays.
Yeah.
So I think my closing point on that is I just think that Liverpool do have every right to be angry, and I've just seen why you two went nuts. By the way, obviously.
Lads, it's typical us. We game of the season. We used to record on this.
2-2 and Spurs at the bar.
So obviously, it is Liverpool Chelsea, Chaz. We haven't even mentioned Chelsea yet.
I don't think there's too much to mention on Chelsea. We all know what they're doing. Absolute shit house.
Ollie's still a bit salty over the Mudryk deal, yeah.
Bit salty. I'm massively salty. I'm not that prick really way.
That's really got to you a lot more than I think it should do. I don't know what. Why were you so hell bent on Mudryk? Like what like?
I just thought everything was like coming together perfectly. You had the whole like Zinchenko getting involved, the money, he agreed personal terms ages ago, and it's just like, okay, well, we'll offer you another 30 million or whatever.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say though is, and I know they've probably rose it stupidly, but as much as you say he agreed personal terms, then you have got to put a little bit of on Arsenal, whether it's them, only holding at a certain amount. But Arsenal went into negotiations and took this long to agree a fee.
I think, I agree. I think
you're right.
I'd be worried. Do you remember I just told you just now about just worry a little bit because Arsenal, everything's going well, but I just feel like when it comes to transfers and off the pitch, you're not quite there yet, are you? In terms of it does take you a while to get deals done. Still, and stuff like that.
But I think that's a little bit of Edu's like maybe
there's a policy
or inexperience, or
there's a policy. Obviously, you lot have got a policy in place. Yeah.
And I also think Mudryk. I know we're going into Mudryk more than anything, but
no,
I potentially think he's got the potential to be a starter, but. There is another world where you look at it and think, did Arsenal, the way our players are with Martinelli and stuff like that, did we need 100 million or 80 million, whatever it was going to be?
Yeah.
Did we need that star to come in and sort of, potentially ruffle some feathers in terms of like, who's this guy that's walking in the stadium for 90 million? We've got a lot of players. We've got a lot of players on low wages. They start asking the question of why they don't get 100 grand a week or whatever.
Yeah, well, Eddie and Ketty is on 120 grand a week, so you can ask a few questions there.
How have we found a way for Nketiah slander? It's 3-2 City. It's 3-2 City.
3-2 City. This game is something else.
How have we?
Nick, you literally said about
we're not
20
bringing
minutes
this back to Arsenal. Obviously, it's because you lot were involved in the Mudryk deal. That's why as well, obviously. Anyway, Mudryk looks like he's going to be set to make his debut, potentially, anyway, at Anfield. So, what are we saying then? Because Chelsea got that win against Palace, that at least they needed a win. They needed something. So they got a win in last game. They're about to wrap up Madueke now as well, Chaz. They're just spending like there's no tomorrow. They're just nabbing every.
In terms of the actual
stuff at Chelsea is unbelievable.
Forgetting about the transfer business a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
In terms of this game and football, and obviously, I rate Potter, so I'm not taking anything away there, but I don't know if I've watched a lot of Chelsea recently, but I don't know if I've seen enough in their games to tell me that they can go beat Liverpool, even the Liverpool we're seeing right now, because I think Chelsea have been really poor.
Yeah, they have. And you talk about the Wolves game, but they didn't win that convincingly.
Who?
Are you talking about? Are you You're talking about Palace at home.
Palace, sorry.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Wait, who was Chelsea's last game? Chelsea played Wolves last, didn't they?
Palace.
Palace, sorry.
The only thing I'll say, lads, they've got a bad amount of injuries. They've got a stupid amount of injuries.
Yeah, they do.
I think
They've
once
got something like 10
Reece James-
injuries or something, haven't they?
Yeah, I think it'll all start to come together. Listen, I've written Chelsea off this. I think wait for them to come back next season. Then they'll be in a lot better place. I feel like, I don't know who they'll have in charge at that point, but they'll have a settled squad by then. Maybe I'm being optimistic for Chelsea. This one,
No, I do. I agree. I do agree with Chaz. I think that Liverpool will come out on top on this one.
Yeah,
It'll either be a draw or Liverpool will come out.
What we saying then? Well, we've done it for Arsenal United. Any kind of worries you've got for Chelsea? Then, like any tactical kind of battles on the pitch that you think, oh shit, like they could really get.
Well,
exposed
Salah's got to be an issue really on that right side because at the moment it could be. I don't know if they play Hall or Cucurella.
Oh, yeah.
That both haven't been fan. I don't. Hall's probably got a bit of potential. I don't. He's young, but again,
I like Hall. I like Lewis Hall. Yeah,
is a different story. I just think firepower. What Chelsea's firepower, unless Mudryk is going to come in and do something special on debut, like I just look at Havertz and I just can't see it. I can't work it out.
Yeah,
Aubameyang is even worse.
I do think, lads, from a Chelsea perspective, I think they will go with a back 3 or 5, however way you look at it. I do think they're going to do that in this game. I can't. They're definitely not going to Anfield with a back 4. I can almost guarantee you that as well. So I don't know. I think this is. I still think this is kind of tough to call. Is Núñez back for this as well? I don't know. He's been injured recently.
I don't know.
Play a big part. There's a few. Listen, I'm not judging Gakpo yet, but he's not exactly been great in his 3 games. However, when he's been there, or 2 or 3 games, however, he's not. It's going to take a while for Gakpo to actually settle in.
It says Núñez isn't on the will not play list, so I'm assuming he's potential to play.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah.
Van Dijk's still out. That's going to be.
Do you think this could be? We talk about Mudryk, Chaz. Could it be the breakout game for Gakpo? I don't know, because obviously, yeah, it's another one that. Or is it going to take time for this guy to really settle in?
I was thinking he'd get off to a flyer, to be honest, this month. I mean, I know he's only played a few games, so
yeah, he's been anonymous really in the game. He's not really done anything for them, so it's just one of them that is fitting into the new.
To be fair, you are right though. It is one of them games that, as much as I'm saying I can't see too much, it's a game for someone to sort of put their name on it, put their stamp on it, and come out and win this. Whether it's, I don't know, Salah against Chelsea, obviously there's a story there. Gakpo coming out making his thing, or even Mudryk for Chelsea. You're
right, yeah. If Chelsea had João Felix for this, I'm telling you, I'd be a lot more confident for Chelsea. I would in this game. I'd be a lot more confident.
Yeah, and probably they would. I feel like that would just give you another name that you think there's something. But if they line up with the same sort of players, I worry.
Do you know what it is, lads? Both teams struggle in midfield in a minute, so it's going to be an absolute shit show in midfield. It is honestly I
don't think it'll be an amazing game to watch. In terms of
it could be a lot of goals in this though. It could be a lot of goals.
It could open up. Yeah, it could.
I'm gonna. Well, I don't know if you want to get into prediction for that.
Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll go over the prediction.
I'm gonna go for goals here. I'm gonna go 3-2 Liverpool. I'm gonna go this one.
Jeez. Fair play. I'm thinking. I think it's either going to be a draw or a Liverpool win. I'll go 2-2.
Okay.
2-2, yeah. That's what I'm sticking with.
I'm going to go 2-1 to Liverpool.
Okay.
No one's gone Chelsea.
No.
It probably would have been me out of anyone that would love Potter and back him, but I can't really.
Yeah, we'll save that for another video. If we can reassess Potter, we'll see what happens with him throughout the season, to be honest.
Well, that's the 2 big ones in terms of thing. In terms of some of the other fixtures, Nick's laughing because there's a big game at the bottom of the table.
Do you know what? This is the problem with Arsenal winning this league, yeah? This is the problem, yeah. So the disrespect to other football clubs is going to be insane. This is
What do you
why
mean?
do you think our rival fans don't want Arsenal to win the league? Why do you think that? Because they are the most insufferable dickheads.
No, we're not as bad as Liverpool fans, in my opinion. But anyway,
You're very close, Chaz. Maybe you don't see it because you're an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I feel like but
Nick wanted me to put some respect on West Ham Everton this weekend.
I mean, it's a game where
you can put respect on it because it's a relegation battle, but why are we putting
such
respect
big clubs,
on it?
aren't they? They are big.
Because they're big
huge
football clubs.
They are.
Ollie doesn't see this.
Yeah. Okay, fine. They're big football clubs, but footballing wise, why are we putting respect on it?
Because
they've been
the reason I'm putting respect is because the positions they're in, they're both of these football clubs with the size that they shouldn't be in this position. Both of them.
No, of course
And
they
also,
shouldn't. So that's why you shouldn't put respect on the fixture because they're not playing good enough to be high up the table.
Yeah, but we should be respect on the I think we should on the fixture because this is huge. The ramifications are insane.
I don't think the pressure could be any bigger, like any greater on both teams. By the way, Nick made a great point to me yesterday that we could effectively see both managers get sacked.
Yeah, it's true. That's what it should be. It should be the battle for the job because I think a loss for either 100%. One of them.
There's so many interesting stories. David Moyes against his old club, Lampard against the club he started at as well. Both at the opposite ends of the dugouts. Like this is insane. Like it's
very likely as well. One of the teams will sit bottom of the league
by the end of that.
By the end of Saturday.
So then, while we're on the bottom of the league, do you do like similar questions to what I asked earlier? To some respects, like where do you believe they will end up? Do you think either of them will actually get relegated?
God, that is it. It's so hard to tell. It's so hard to
because Everton were close like last season. They managed to scrape out of it.
They had to get their fans on. Remember that famous Palace game where they went and won? Yeah, they had to really. They got the street. Remember they were setting fireworks off at the Palace player. They really. Everton. I'm going to be honest. Everton are in a worse state than West Ham. West Ham I see getting out of it more than Everton.
West Ham are having a bad season. Yeah, Everton are in a bit of a.
Well, I say it.
I personally think that West Ham, and I think you laughed at one of my videos, did you, when I said he needs to go? But I think I think they're a managerial change away from finding some form.
Yeah,
I don't know if Everton. I don't know if Everton can do that. I'm not saying that. Whether you're in for Lampard or out, most people are probably out. But I don't think this is easy as just change the manager and they'll win a load of games with Everton. I think they're in a worse state.
Yeah, if you look at West Ham's personnel in their squad, there is some players in there. There's some actual players in there that they're not. Obviously, Moyes is not getting the best out of. Yeah. Everton, I really struggle. Apart from like Onana, who's half.
Agreed. Agreed.
It's bad, isn't it? It's really, really bad. Me and Chaz we both watch this Everton fan channel and like it's sad and bad. Every negative connotation you can think of it's not good, Ollie. It's not good over there.
Look, Ollie, name some ballers from Everton right now. Like you really, really struggle. Really struggle.
Maury Gray on his day is good on his day, but that day comes so little and often. It does such things.
I mean, you give a shout to Cody, I guess.
Yeah, as a Prem centre back, I suppose.
Potentially,
but you got to remember he went on loan from Wolves.
Yeah, true.
Wolves,
Wolves are saying he weren't good enough to be in their relegation battle, if you get what I mean. So
he's still a centre. Gareth Southgate still takes him every fucking chance.
No, at the end of the day, I think the ownership is. We've seen the backlash. The owners is a shambles at Everton. They're basically actually having a fight with their own fans, which doesn't even make sense.
No, and when you're
crazy, Ollie, it's crazy. Like the owners have framed their own fans. Yeah, and this is all like in terms of it's. If you can think of a dark, honestly, I wouldn't wish that on any football club.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. It shouldn't be like in football. It doesn't even.
Like
They're
the
know how
definitely-
fans'
to word it
lifeblood
better,
of your
but-
club. Like there isn't a club without fans. Like I don't.
Yeah, it's literally, and as they've said, they're the ones. They'll be there no matter what, home and away. They're the constant. The fans are the constant in the football club. Players come and go, owners come and go,
Yeah.
staff come and go, but the fans will always be there until they die. And it's unbelievable. And if they get lads, they've got a new stadium on the way. If they get relegated,
mad.
so like
Because
they
you
can't.
in another light, they had a new stadium on the thing. If Lampard had worked out as a young manager and they invested well, they could have been a team that revolutionised. Like they could have been.
100%, Chaz. Do you know how I said about Spurs? They're like they've never been a giant, but it feels like they're a sleeping giant. They've got a lot of potential as a club. Everton are in that kind of mold up north.
Yeah.
Like they're a huge club.
Actually, it's a really good comparison to make.
They are very in that sense. Don't get me wrong. Everton are more successful, I think, in history in terms of leagues and things like that. Yeah, but
Yeah,
they are similar.
I agree. I doubt we're going to be breaking down the football. So, do you want to give us a prediction on the game?
Bloody hell.
I reckon West Ham 0.
West Ham
1-0.
what, sorry? 1-0.
West Ham 1-0. And it's
I'll
bye
get
bye
you
for
first,
Lampard.
Chaz. You go first on this one now.
I'm going to go 1-0, which is
Oh,
disaster
shit.
for both teams. But
So it could be the first double sacking on the same day. I'm Do you know what? I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham for this one. I think this is, I think Everton
that
need a
would be a
reset.
definite Lampard sacking.
Yeah. They need a reset. I think they've got a 2-week break after this, so they have a chance to get a new manager in. Yeah.
okay,
Well-
so any others are we going over, or is that are you rounding up? Are there the big games of the weekend?
Aren't they? Just about
Ollie
an
just-
hour.
Yeah, it's
not
fine.
getting
It's fine,
Warzone.
Chaz. Yeah. Well,
As
there's
Manchester
nothing.
City currently still lead 3-2, the comeback is nearly
Yeah,
complete.
I think. Yeah, I've had my eyes on this during this whole podcast as well. Yeah. So because it's insane.
Thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
What do we say?
We always like to end it with peace.
Why does Chaz get so annoyed when he's just gone?